We're killing them. We are killing them, and it's wholesale slaughter. It happens every day in every city around this whole country.
You need to throw it in their face. You need to be out there just saying, look, we have killed this many animals this month. What are you going to do about it? I know people who, when I was doing this, used to call me Dr. Death.
Mm-hmm.
I would love, I would have loved not to have had a job as a euthanasia technician. Let me tell you, it would have been great. Now that
Who else would do it, though?
Yeah.
And you did it kindly, so look at it that way, okay? I mean, we didn't cause the problem. We didn't breed all of these animals. No, the people that bred them and the people that dumped them off were the ones that murdered these animals. I just pushed the button. When we euthanized, we would, we do both dogs and cats the same day, and this was at the old City of Las Vegas shelter. We used to give them each an intravenous overdose of an anesthetic, and some of the puppies come back, wagging their tail and all happy and kissing on you, and then, here you are, you're killing them. Try to pretend, that I wasn't doing anything. We would talk about all this, and we would joke about this or that or the other, just to try to pretend like this was not happening. And it was just survival, just absolute survival. You put a gun in your mouth and shoot yourself. You practically wanted to do that on a daily basis.
It's hard because you're dealing with, they're, in a way, they're spirits. I mean, they kind of linger. I've had dreams before. I don't drink because I have a feeling if I did drink, I would have lost myself quite a bit in drinking while I was euthanizing. Sometimes I was the one who drew up the euthanasia list. So I would have to walk up and down every row, check everyone's paperwork, and I would have to look at them and say, I don't think you can get adopted.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to make it. So I'm going to have to put you on the list. And I think that drawing up the list was probably a little bit harder than euthanasia because you're God. You are making that choice of who gets euthanized. And there's an old Johnny Cash song, and he says, in the song, there's a man coming around taking names, and he decides who to free and who to blame. And you all won't be treated the same when the man comes around. But when you had a room full of 192 dogs that were happy and jumping around, you knew that there were some that you had to put on that list because their time was up. You're committing murder. You're killing things. That emotional drain that you feel every time you pull up that blue liquid and put it in a vial and know that you're going to stick it in a cat's heart so that they just die instantaneous. And I don't know about you, but the ones that would get me they would be purring.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They just
making muffins. Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, they just purr and purr and purr like you are just the best thing.
And then you kill them.
And then you kill them. Mm-hmm. After you've euthanized these 60 or 70 animals in one day, they're spread out on the floor in front of the crematory. And I used to walk out and I used to think, oh my God, it's a Holocaust.
Yeah.
And they would put the cremator up and you'd see the burned bodies and you'd be throwing more in, and then you'd have to scrape the ashes out when they were dead, or when they finished burning, you'd scrape the ashes out and then just dump them out in the trash. And the whole process is horrendous. It just never stopped. I think that was the thing, is it just never stopped. It didn't matter if I euthanized 100 dogs on Monday. By Tuesday, there were another 100 dogs that still needed to be
took their place. Yep. And the smell, the smells, for some reason, I could just smell it. You could smell the fear, the death, it was just a horrible thing to have to do, but it's reality, and it's very sad.
all they know is the last thing that they remember, if it's not a fractious dog, the last thing that they remember is they have somebody holding them. They have somebody whose arms are wrapped around them. And then they have a euthanasia technician holding their hands and talking to them and telling them that it's okay. And I used to tell them that I'll see them on the other side and that their pain was all over. I used to tell that every single one of them. I would pat them on the head and say, okay, well, go play in that field now. You're free. And then you could smell it on their breath. Because once it's injected in their vein, you could smell it, and they take a big deep sigh, and then you could smell it's kind of a sicky sweet smell. Then we lay them down on the floor.
And they're gone.